Hello, in today's video I'd like to talk about Infiniti and Nissan's automatic door locking feature. First, let's talk about the default setting. Right now you can see my door is unlocked. I can open the door, I can shut the door. The default setting is that when I start driving and I get to 15 miles an hour, my doors will lock. If I wanted to unlock the door, I'd come to a stop, safely park it, but I have to turn off the vehicle for them to unlock, and that's fine. So we'll do the experiment again, get up to speed, and they lock. If at any point in this process you interrupted it, in that you could do it in motion or you could wait, and I forced it to unlock. At this point, if I started driving, and even if I got to 15 miles an hour or more, the doors are not going to lock at all. And once I get home with that situation, I'm going to park it, turn it off, and if you watch closely, you'll see the door locks jumping a little bit because the actuators still try to unlock. Just a little bit. Anyway, that's the default behavior. And in this video, I'd like to share that there are different settings, different modes that you can set your Infinitis to do. And for that, I'm going to go to the Infiniti QX70. So for that, I'm going to unlock the vehicle, which will give us a little bit of time because I'd like to talk about the security feature. I'll talk about that later. I'm picking the QX70 because in a recent video I mentioned that while I was at the dealership getting some programming work done, I requested that they change my settings such that whenever I'd put the car in park, it would unlock the doors. And to some people that might have been, well, why did you even bother? You know, it's such a useless thing. To some people it might have been a point of, whoa, I didn't know you could do that. So yeah, it's cool, you can change it, but with these older vehicles, you have to have a dealership do it. With the newer vehicles like the Murano that we just had, you could change it just, yourself, and can put a link in the description. But the reason I unlocked this over here is, have you ever unlocked your vehicle, then whenever you got to it, it was already locked? Yeah, it's got a timer. It's got this thing, it's like 1 minute. If you do not open any one of your doors within a minute, the locks will, anytime now, there you go. And then the security light goes on and life goes on again. So what we usually do for something like that, it's either by, whether you do it remotely, or I believe even if you do it over there, you do need to basically just wake it up. When I unlock this door, and I could hang out here for about a whole 5 minutes, it's never going to lock back up, because at that point it just says that, yep, someone is working on this. So I'm going to get in and show you how this one behaves a little differently from that vehicle over there. Okay, with this one I left the lock setting to be default because I think it's convenient enough. That is, whenever I get up to 15 miles an hour, the doors lock. The difference with this is that I changed the unlock settings such that when I get to a stop, put it in park, the doors unlock. And just like the other one, since the door's unlocked, if I put it back in gear and start driving again, I could get all the way to 30, 40, but it's not going to lock again. So just an interesting tidbit about it. And again, you'll notice that when I try to park it, they jump a little bit and you can hear all the other door actuators, right? Pretty cool. So here, let's talk about this. This is what you've seen, the automatic lock and unlock function. I showed you the security, whereby after 1 minute it will lock back up. I've shown you that there's this driving, I call it the safety modes, whereby it can lock when you get to 15 miles an hour. Both of my vehicles do that. And it can unlock whenever you turn it off. The FX50 does that. It can unlock whenever you put it in park. That's the setting I changed to make the QX70, the white car, do that. But there's another one whereby I found this a little more, it's just annoying, whereby every time you get you move your gear selector out of park, your doors lock. I'd rather get this one here. But there's actually a third option for both of them. Third option is that the doors will not lock, and on the unlock side that the doors will not unlock at all. So let me show you what that is. You can change it from here to here. I already explained that to change the modes in these older vehicles, you have to go to the dealer to get that done, right? However, to change to this mode, you can turn off the unlocking or the locking, and this is what it entails. So you go to your master lock and unlock switch right here, right? This is lock, this is unlock. That's kind of intuitive. So what you do is turn the car off, and when you turn it on, within 20 seconds, hold this down. If you want to change anything with the lock behavior, hold the lock side down. If you want to change something with the unlocking behavior, hold the unlock side down. And I believe usually you can see some lights over there. So let's do this. I'm going to turn the car on. And let's hold down on the lock side. Watch the gear select, the gauge cluster. Okay, you saw that? And hold the unlock side as well. One. Do you notice that? Just one time. So what that does is that, let me turn it off to reset everything. What happens in this case is that, turn it back on. When I put it in gear and I drive up to 15 miles an hour or more, I'm already past 20. The door does not lock at all. And it might seem pretty useless to try to test this right now, but what I'm going to do is let me force it to lock. Okay? And when you lock it and you drive, or not even drive, whenever you come to a stop, and remember what I'd put it in park and it would unlock. This time, if I put it in park, nothing happens at all. So yeah, that's it. That's how you change the settings. You just turn your vehicle on, and within 20 seconds of doing it, just hold something down. And you can change the behavior of only the lock and leave the unlock alone. So watch what happens. I'm going to turn it off, then back on. Okay, just hold the unlock. Click twice. Do you see that? That's a little difference in the way it behaves. So this time, remember the unlock has still been set to, the locking has still been set to off. So when I drive and I get up to 15 miles an hour, nothing will happen. However, when I stop, lock my doors manually, put it in park, and the doors unlock. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show with regards to these settings. As much as most people usually just live in the default setting, which it's not bad. I mean, it works decently enough and it's good enough for most people. That's why it is the default setting. I just wanted to let you guys know that if for some reason it annoys you that your car usually locks up every time you get to 15 miles an hour, you can actually turn it off. And if it annoys you that your vehicle usually unlocks whenever you put it in park or whenever you turn it off, whatever kind of business you're in, you could change that setting. For me, I like those two modes, and that's why I'm going to kind of force it again. Man, my starters hate me. Change the lock behavior, hold down, and it should flash twice as well. So yeah, when you see your blinkers go on, your hazard lights go activate twice, that means we have turned things on. When they do it just one time, it means we have turned things off. It's an interesting video, well, to me. If you're the kind of person that's curious about features and just likes being able to configure your vehicle for your own use, I hope this video does help in a way, in one way or another. Otherwise, if you happen to have this one here and you want to switch to the one that makes unlocks in park, as I said, you have to go to the dealer to do that. The newer vehicles like the Murano had all those settings in the screen, so I was able to change all those, and I'll post a video. I think I'll post the link in the description so that you can see all the different ways that you could do it with those vehicles. Funny thing is that I think most people I encountered never really messed with them at all, didn't change anything. They had so many menu items, could get a little confusing sometimes. But you know, it's the kind of thing that if I wasn't there, if I wasn't at the dealer getting this service done, I would not have gone there exclusively just to change it, because the normal dealership charge is about 140 plus, then tax and supplies and things like that, which again, I don't knock them for their price. You know, you're using someone's equipment, someone's licenses, someone's labor, and they've got overhead to cover. I don't blame them for that. It's just that it's a little expensive to change the way my vehicle you know, the way my door locks actuate. I might as well just go ahead and turn everything off and then just don't bother with it. Yeah. All right, all the best. I'm done with this video now.